In this section, we will talk about promises in JavaScript. So, what is a promise? A promise is a special JavaScript object that represents an eventual result of an asynchronous action. A promise is kind of a proxy for a value that we don't have yet. Let's imagine that we have an asynchronous function that reads the contents from an external file. The process of reading from file can take some time, let's say 3 seconds. During those 3 seconds, we won't have any result from that function. How should we handle this? We have actually two options. First option is to pass a callback into an asynchronous function. This callback will be invoked after 3 seconds with the result of that function as an argument. Inside the callback, we can do everything we want with the result. Second option is to return a promise immediately. This promise will represent the result of the function. It will not contain the specific value during those 3 seconds, but at least we will have something that we can use as a substitute of that value. And we can use it right away. We can pass it to functions and assign it to variables. A promise object has two internal properties. The first property is the promise status, and the second property is the promise value. If everything goes well, the value property will contain a real value of the promise. A promise can be in one of 3 states: pending, fulfilled, or rejected. Pending status means that promise is neither fulfilled nor rejected. In our example, during these 3 seconds, a promise would be in a pending status. While the promise is in the pending status, the value property will be undefined. Fulfilled status means that the action completed successfully. In our example, if everything goes well during these 3 seconds and we get the contents of the file, then promise will change its status from pending to fulfilled. When the promise changes its status to fulfilled, the value property will contain a real value that we are interested in. Rejected status means that the action has failed for some reason. Rejected promise will contain the reason why it has failed inside of the value property.